Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Janelle Higgins, and I'm very happy to be sitting here with President and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Eastern Missouri, Becky James Hatter. Becky, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And so you guys have some fun events coming up, and we'll get to those in just a bit. But can we start off by just talking about Big Brothers and Big Sisters and what the organization is all about?
Yeah, I would love to. Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Eastern Missouri is 99 years old, and it is one of the founding Big Brothers Big Sisters in the nation. There are about 370 Big Brothers Big Sisters nationwide, and this local organization is one of kind of the 13 colonies of Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And the whole idea of Big Brothers Big Sisters, not only in St. Louis, but nationwide, is a simple idea, and that is for kids to grow up to be really productive and loving and wonderful members of our community. Is that as kids, they need to grow up with loving, protective, and caring adults. And certainly that means parents, but it means the rest of us have to be there for them.
And so how do you guys make that possible then? How does Big Brothers Big Sisters produce such great people out of here to St. Louis?
Well, it starts with a great parent. And our parents in this community, there's a spectrum. Some of our parents are having some of the toughest struggles. They are struggling because they don't have a job. Making ends meet is really difficult. And sometimes we have parents that are, life is a little bit smoother, a little bit easier, but they're missing an important adult in the family, whether it's a father, a mother, the kids are living with a grandparent. So to become a little brother, little sister, you have to have a parent that says, I want something better for my child. And they call Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And then our job is to recruit volunteers, typically ages 18 and up, and say there are kids in this community that have parents that want them to do better. And we're looking for citizens. We're looking for volunteer citizens to step forward and say, you know what, I'll take that one. I'll show them something they've never seen. I'll be there for them in the ups and downs. When kids don't want to talk to their parents about things, having another adult is not only a common sense approach to raising kids, but all the scientific research is very clear. Kids have got to grow up with caring adults and role models. And that's what we do. It's the only thing we do all day at Big Brothers Big Sisters.
And that's a wonderful thing you guys do, because a lot of times kids don't want to go to their parents about certain things. So it's nice to make sure they're going to a responsible adult who will give them good advice and not just, you know, someone off the street who they don't know and maybe doesn't have their best interests at heart.
So all of us were adolescents at some point, and some of us extended adolescence. So during that period, you know, your parents are some of the dumbest people you've ever met. You don't think they've been through things, they don't understand you, and so most of us turn to our friends. So if you're 13 and you turn to a 13-year-old to get advice, it might not be the best. So when you have a big brother or a big sister, you're not only turning to a friend because you will listen to a friend, but it just so happens that that friend is older, more mature, and kind of balance the issues between, hey, your mom is not so bad. You really just need to go clean up your room. Everything will be okay. Then we'll go out. So to have a friend who's older, wiser, and more mature can really, really not only change a child's life, but really help a parent out.
And how do you guys make that match? How do you make sure that the adult that you're matching the child with will be a good match, and the child will be comfortable with the adult, and also the adult will feel comfortable with that child? Because obviously they're going to have some one-on-one time and talking on the phone, outings. So you want it to be something they both enjoy, right?
Yeah. So over the years, that's just one of the processes that we have, I don't want to say perfected, but we've become really good at. So a couple of things happen. We interview every volunteer, and of course we are looking to make sure that the volunteers are going to be safe and responsible adults for kids. But what we're really trying to do in that interview is get to know who you are. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What are your values? What type of kids? Under what circumstances are you at your best? So we interview every volunteer. We also go to the home of every child. So we go to their space, we meet mom, we have a private interview with the mom. What are you really wanting for your child? What are your expectations? you know, what are your value systems? What do you want your child to see or not to see or be exposed to? And we also have a private interview with the child and ask similar questions of them. So then our staff brings all that information back together, and we look at a number of different things before we make a match. One of the things we look at is what's the value system, what's the strengths and weakness, what's the interest, and what's the location. All of those are important in making a successful relationship.
So it sounds like you guys have it down to a science, and you guys have some really fun things coming up that we're going to talk about in the next segment to help the whole community get involved and get some money raised to keep this great program going on. So we'll be back with more on Big Brothers and Big Sisters right after this. Stay with us.